Warning: Superpower review is intended for a mature viewing audience. This video may show images that are not suitable for kids under 13 years old. Viewer discretion is advised. What's going on, everybody? It's Kevin Vidini here for Superpower Review, and guys, I am super excited for today's show. Today we have comic book artist Greg Horn on the channel, and he's going to be revealing his newest variant cover for an upcoming comic book event. So Greg, I want to thank you so much for being on the show today. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. I think we're going to have a good time.
Absolutely. So before we get into this cover reveal, I want the subscribers to get to know you a little bit. So I just got some basic questions. Why don't you just start off by telling us, how did you get into comic books? How long you've been doing artwork, and how did you get into the industry?
Well, I first broke into comics at the tender age of 17. There was a local comic publisher down here in Florida. It was called AC Comics.
Yep, I've heard of them.
And my mom had read something about them in the newspaper, and she kept telling me I needed to send my art to them. And of course, I was being a dumbass 17-year-old and going, "Oh, Mom, you don't know what you're talking about." But finally, I sent it in, and sure enough, I got a job working on a comic book at 17 years old.
Wow.
It was called Femforce. Most people know me for my hot babage. That's pretty much how I got started there at Femforce. So if anybody's looking for that book, it is Femforce 19. And we're talking like 1987, 1988, somewhere back in the ancient times.
So that's a key book right there.
Oh yeah, to me it is.
You broke in at 17. What were some of the artists that you grew up with that inspired you?
Oh man, I've had a lot of artists that inspire me, especially at a younger age. And I guess you could say I had three biggies that I really enjoyed: George Perez, John Byrne, and John Buscema, and they all had different art styles, which was very interesting to me. George Perez was very detail orientated and very slick look to the artwork, and then John Byrne just had like style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're looking at an artist's work, and you can almost see their ego coming through in the artwork somehow, and it's just got a style to it that just makes you go, "Oh, this guy is so cool." and then John Buscema, what I really loved about his art was that he was kind of like a fine artist. He almost didn't seem to fit into comics sometimes. And what I enjoyed about him was just his ability to make things look kind of realistic. And I don't know, you felt more in tune to the artwork somehow.
Right. I can totally relate with that whole ego shining out through the artwork. And when you said that, the first comic book artist that came to my mind when you said that was Neil Adams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, you can see it in his facial expressions, and well, it's really hard to explain, but it's kind of like a flair with the line work, and it just comes through as like this kind of weird energy that's translated from the artist right onto the paper.
Yeah, gotcha. So now, with everything that's going on, with the pandemic, are you missing going to cons, attending cons?
Yeah, the conventions were a great way to meet people, make contacts, show people your latest artwork. Mm-hmm. So I am missing the conventions, but I do have to say, I've been trying to build my own online store for about 2.5 years now, and it's doing really well, but it's been doing even better this year.
Oh, good.
In fact, I would say that's across the board. Everybody I've talked to who is doing their variant exclusive covers online are saying that they're having a lot of success right now, and a lot of people are paying attention. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do when they start the conventions back up. It's going to be a tough one because I have kids. I have 2 twins, 14 years old, and they always want to know where Daddy is. So it's kind of tough to leave, especially if you're doing 20, 30 shows a year.
Yeah, I understand. Now, you just had a private signing at CGC. How was that for you?
That was a great experience. We pulled up, and I got to tell you, Kevin, I thought CGC was going to be much smaller. This thing's humongous. It's like a compound.
Yeah.
You go there, they've got these gates on rollers, so you have to like punch in a special code just to get in. And then you go inside, and there's all these different rooms. We got to see the room where they press comic books. We got to see the room where they grade comic books. They actually let me press one comic book.
That's cool.
I don't know if the person knows. Like they sent a note and says, "Greg Horn pressed your comic book," but I got to press 1 or 2 comic books there. It was a blast, man.
Now, do you know how many submissions you had for that signing?
No, I can't even remember, but I know I signed all day from 9 till 5 p.m.
Wow.
So it was a full day, but I don't recall how many there was to sign.
Did you hand cramp up once in a while?
Well, what was funny was since we were doing it on camera, I thought it would be cool to do like some freebie remarks on there,
Yeah.
Just all of a sudden take a book. Like, for instance, if somebody sent me that FemForce 19, I ended up doing a remark on it, and I wrote 1 of 1. So if I did have any cramps, it was probably my own fault.
We just recently had CGC on the show for an interview, and that was one of the
Oh,
things
wow.
that Brittany McManus said on the channel. She's like, when we have people on here like to come in to do these private signings, they don't realize how big of a facility it really is.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised. It was an interesting tour, to say the least. I enjoyed that a lot.
So I got to meet you many times at conventions, and you're always so much fun. You have a lot of energy, and I have a funny memory that I want to share with the subscribers. One time,
No, I'm nervous.
yeah, one time we were at Boston Fan Expo, and I was taking a live video so people could see what it was like. And I came across your table, and I asked you, "Is it okay if I record your table? We're live." And you were
Right.
like, "Yeah, absolutely." And you were like, "Can I see your phone?" I was like, "Yeah, man, go nuts." And you you just instantly brought a show. You're like, "Hey guys, Greg Horn here at Boston Fan Expo. This is everything that I have at the table right now." It was absolutely fun.
I got to tell you, Kevin, when I first started working at Marvel in 2000, I would go to these conventions, and back then, a lot of people, I tell this story to people, and a lot of people are really shocked to hear it, but there was no displays. The artists would literally sit down at their table, and they might have original art, and their heads would be down drawing. Yeah. And none of them would stand up. None of them were that engaging, you know what I mean? You could come up and talk to them, but their interest was drawing. And then I did this for like 3 years, and I don't know, maybe it started to drive me kind of stir crazy or something, but it just got really boring, and I was like, oh man, I'm just sitting here, and it's all quiet. Yeah. And slowly but surely, I started building up this insane display and adding lights and putting all these catalogs on the table, and it just grew into what you've seen there. And I've had people come up to me and they'll say, "Hey, Greg, we really appreciate your art. We think your art is great, but you are just as great a salesman." And I'll say, I've tried to meld the two things together without me being like a carnival barker or something. But the way I think about it, when I sit down to draw something, I'm sort of a salesman right there at that point. I'm trying to draw something that I enjoy as an artist, yes, but also something that people are really going to get excited about and be compelled to purchase. I mean, that's pretty much the job of the cover artist. If I'm drawing what I like, I assume a lot of other people are going to like it. You know what I mean? So it's the sales aspect of it and the art aspect of it do mesh together well, I think.
Right. I can understand that. I mean, a lot of your fans, I'm sure, have or share a lot of the same interests that you have, and you draw that, which makes them like that as well.
Yeah, hot babes, monsters.
So, Greg, I don't think we should have the subscribers wait any longer. I think now is a good time to reveal this cover and see what it's all about.
Yes, let's do it.
All right, guys, up on screen right here, we have the newest variant cover by Greg Horn. Greg, you want to talk about what we're seeing here?
We are seeing Null holding the head of Venom, and it's not looking too good for Venom.
Nope.
And I'm sure a lot of people will recognize this. This is an homage cover to Amazing Spider-Man 347, I believe, which is an Eric Larson cover.
Yep.
It just struck me as the perfect idea for this cover because Null is coming to Earth to kick some ass, and I'm sure one of the first asses he wants to kick is Venom.
This cover is absolutely amazing. Now, I'm super excited for this because I am a huge Venom fan, and so having this
No
cover,
way.
Yeah, I am. Oh, if you couldn't tell. I'm a huge Venom fan, and having this cover reveal is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. It looks great, and I really love the homage to the Eric Larson Amazing Spider-Man 347. Absolutely great. Now, we also have a Virgin variant of this as well, right?
The Virgin version of it is going to have the darker colored background with kind of like the fiery effect going off behind. And, you know, which one you like better, who's to say, but, you know, that's one of the things you want to do when you're making a variant cover is separate them so they don't look exactly the same.
Right.
You know, some people will just put the trade dress and then the Virgin, but they're the same cover. And I don't know, I like to mix it up.
How long does it take you to, you know, get one of these covers done?
I would say, you know, depending on what the subject matter is and how many characters, it can take anywhere from 3 to 5 days. If it's a single character and the background's not too insane, I could probably get it done in 3 days.
So was this cover more or less about 3 to 5 days?
I think this one was probably closer to 4 because there was a lot of detail involved with the Venom skull. And also, Null is one of those characters that if you don't draw him a certain way, it doesn't work. I found the Null character pretty difficult to draw. So yeah, I'd say somewhere around 4 days.
So this cover that we have up on screen, when will this cover be available for grabs?
These two covers are going to be available on Monday.
Okay.
We're going to do it on my website, www.greghornart.com. You can buy that A cover by itself or buy them both as a set. And I'll also have options for CGC with my signature on them. We're also doing a text remark. I don't know if you have any of those that you want to show, but I do, for every book that we put out, I will do a series of remarks. Sometimes they are drawings.
Yeah.
Like I think I showed you the one with the frog.
Yep.
Which is ridiculous, but I love it. And then other times we will do what I'm calling a text remark. And for this particular cover, I think it's perfect to have the text that was on the original 347 cover. It's going to say, "Alas, poor Venom, I killed him well."
So guys, you know, we have this comic book cover dropping on Monday, and again, it's going to be available on Greg's website, and all the information is in this video's description down below. So Greg, if people want to follow you on social media, how can they do that?
Well, I have 3 Facebook pages, which is confusing. But by far, if you're into comic book collecting, the best one is the private group. It's got a long title, but if you just type in the first 3 words, it'll come up. It's Greg Horn Comic Collecting Forum. And like I said, it's a private group, so I'm able to show things on there that I normally might not release to the public. We do raffles there, freebies. We tell dirty jokes. Dirty dad jokes, mostly. You know how those go.
But I wanna thank you so much, Greg, for taking the time to come on the show and revealing this big cover.
Oh, absolutely, man. I had you know, I enjoy doing these kind of interviews, and it was nice that you're somebody that I've met in the past, and I totally remembered that story you were talking about where I just took your camera and kind of started my own video show there.
that was
so
fun.
Yeah, man, it was fun. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So again, guys, All of the information that you need to know about Greg and this cover is in this video's description down below. Yet again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button, comment some feedback in the comment section down below, and lastly, subscribe to the channel to show your support. And once the channel reaches 2,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away 3 slabs to 3 of my subscribers. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
See ya!